People did not know about this in the olden days. Like, why is it now very important to know now? There's an injection that can prevent all of this from happening. This information is important not just to women who want to deliver their baby. This information is important because you might have an ectopic pregnancy, you might want to have an abortion, or you have a miscarriage. Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Taiwo Black, and in this video we'll be talking about a very important topic that every woman who has come of age should know, in fact must know. It's called the hemolytic disease of the newborn, or Rhesus incompatibility. Now this happens when a Rhesus negative mother gets pregnant for a Rhesus positive father. So if your partner is Rhesus positive and you're Rhesus positive, no problem. If your partner is Rhesus negative and you are Rhesus negative, there is no problem. But now the problem occurs, this Rhesus incompatibility occurs when your partner is Rhesus positive and you are Rhesus negative as a woman. Rhesus factor is a protein that is found on the surface of the red blood cell. You all know about the A, B, O blood group. If you have the Rhesus factor, that means you are Rhesus positive, and if you do not have the Rhesus factor, that means you are Rhesus negative. Now this disease occurs in the second pregnancy. In the first pregnancy, what happens is that during delivery, the blood enters into the mother's bloodstream, and the mother's blood notices this as a foreign object and thereby creates antibody against that Rhesus positive blood. Antibodies are proteins that the body produces to fight foreign substances that comes into the body. Now, the baby is delivered, there is no issue. Now the problem occurs now in the subsequent pregnancy the woman is going to be having. Why? Because the body has already created antibodies against that Rhesus positive. So peradventure your partner is Rhesus positive again and you get pregnant again. Now that you have the Rhesus positive antibody, that is able to cross through the placenta and get into the baby. And now this causes severe anemia and increased level of bilirubin. That's why we see some babies come out yellow, very jaundiced, and it could lead to liver enlargement, spleen enlargement, brain damage, respiratory failure, and distress. Now this information is important not just to women who want to deliver their baby. This information is important because you might have an ectopic pregnancy, you might want to have an abortion, or you have a miscarriage. If you do not know your Rhesus factor and you have any of this can cause your body to build antibodies against the Rhesus positive blood, so that your subsequent pregnancies now might be causing miscarriage, or you give birth to babies that are severely jaundiced or have brain damage or stillbirth. It happens. Now, I've heard some people say, why is this so important? That people did not know about this in the olden days. Like, why is it now very important to know now? I would say in the olden days, there were a lot of things that were in luck. And that's why some people, you say that, oh, they had an abortion previously and they're not able to give birth. It's not because the abortion destroyed their uterus, but because the body has created an antibody against the Rhesus positive. So subsequent pregnancies feels like the body is under attack, and so the body releases those antibodies to attack that fetus. Another reason might be because about 25% of the babies turn out to be RH negative, even with an RH positive father. And those babies survived it in the olden days, but nowadays people no longer take chances. I mean, you'd rather just take the injection than having to know whether your baby is part of the 25% that have the RH negative factor. So it is very important that you know your Rhesus factor, also know your partner's Rhesus factor, so as to avoid any of these from happening. Now, there's an injection that can prevent all of this from happening. It's called Rugam injection. This injection prevents the mother's blood from forming antibodies against the Rhesus positive baby. Now, this injection is taken at 28 weeks of pregnancy because a small number of Rhesus negative mothers get the Rhesus positive blood from the fetus at that latter stage of the pregnancy, and this injection mops up any antibody that has started to form. The injection is also given after delivery within 72 hours so that the mother's blood will not form antibody against this baby's rhesus positive blood, and this helps this woman not to develop antibodies, and so the subsequent pregnancies are going to be safe. The next pregnancy, the mother also takes this injection to prevent it from happening in the next pregnancy, and you have to keep taking it for each pregnancy to prevent formation of antibodies. And once you keep taking this injection, you'll be fine. If you have bled during pregnancy, you might also need to take this injection. Just make sure you follow up with your physician when you get pregnant and you are Rh negative. It is very important. At any case, at any slight involvement of the baby's blood into your blood, you will need to take this RhoGAM injection to prevent your body from forming antibodies. Now, this is very, very, very important. If you are Rh negative and you have had abortions previously, you are not sure if your partner was Rh positive or negative, you might need to go for an antibody screen. This is to know if your body has formed antibodies against rhesus positive, and also to know the amount of antibodies in your body, to know if you would able to get to delivery. And sometimes you might have to deliver your baby preterm because of this issue, and sometimes you might, if the antibodies that were formed were not too much, you might give birth to the baby, but baby might come down with jaundice and all of this damage, which is better to be prevented at the early stage by knowing your rhesus factor. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Do make sure you leave a like. It tells YouTube that this video is important and people would want to watch it. Leave a comment also if you've learned a thing or two, and please do share with women who have come of age so that they can know this and wahala doesn't happen. Thank you for watching. Bye.